Nothing makes you feel older than hurting your back in your sleep. Am I right? I hear this all the time in the clinic. I must have slept wrong. My back is killing me in the mornings. It's a very common thing. And you lay in bed when you have a back injury and you dread getting up because it hurts so much to get out of bed. And then when you do, you're all hunched forward, like you can't straighten up for a little bit until it takes a while to kind of warm you up. This is a common complaint for anyone dealing with back pain. My name is Rob Drenning. I'm a physical therapist. Today, I'm going to show you how to sleep with back pain so you don't wake up feeling like a little old man or an old lady. I get asked all the time, what is the best position to sleep? On your back, on your stomach, on your side? And the answer is honestly, it does depend on what's most comfortable for you. Generally speaking, lying on your stomach is not very well tolerated by a lot of people dealing with back pain. Some people try to lay on their back, but they just can't sleep that way. If you are on your back, you always want to have something under your knees for support. That's going to set you up for the best position to keep your spine in a nice neutral position while you're sleeping. If you are a back sleeper, that's really the key, is having good support underneath your knees. But in my experience, most of us are side sleepers. And that's what we're going to spend a little bit more of our time talking about today, because that's what I run into the most in the clinic, and hopefully that will help you as well. So when we think about sleeping on our side, there are really a few keys. One of them is what most people automatically try, is keeping pillows between your knees. Now in this case, we want to make sure the pillow is not just between the knees, but between the whole lower leg, your knees and your ankles. So the pillow should run right in line with your shin bones. You don't want it just underneath your knees, because that can cause a little bit of rotation in your hip and your SI joint, and it's oftentimes not as comfortable. So pillows between the knees, one or two, you can kind of play around with that and find the best fit for you. A second important thing is a pillow underneath your low back when you're laying on your side, just above the tops of your hip bones, kind of between the tops of the hip bones and the lower ribs. That's where you want it. Now in this case, we want kind of a smaller pillow. The big pillows tend to be a little bit too much and push you too far upright, but we tend to sink down into the mattress and your back tends to bend. So you just want a little bit of support to keep your back nice and straight. If you have a partner, have them watch you from behind while you're on your side with a little pillow there and see if their spine looks straight. If you're still sagging down, maybe go a little bit more. If you're pushed up too high, try to find something a little bit smaller. You just want something that's going to help keep you nice and straight. Now the third key, and this is one thing that I see a lot that most people are missing, this one is the most important thing if you're a side sleeper. You want to avoid being in that full fetal position where your knees are tucked up. We'll tend to sleep there a lot of times because that's one of the most comfortable things. It opens things up in our back. But what that does, by creating more space, it allows more fluid to build up in the joints and the discs in your back. And then when you go to get up, that fluid doesn't have any place to go and you have to stay bent forward while you're walking around. That's why you can't come up straight, because you spend so much time at night hunched forward in that fetal position. Then it takes a while for that fluid to move back around so you can come upright and come up straight. It's also why those transitions up and out of bed can be extremely painful. So what you want to do is, on your side, bring your knees down so your shoulders, your hips, and your knees are more aligned in a straight line. It's just going to make those morning transitions a little bit easier. Now, these keys that we're talking about to sleep, they're just suggestions. You might pick one or two that works best for you, but think about trying different things to see how you can get that morning symptom calmed down so you can get out of bed and start your day a lot smoother. You might end up with the pillows across the room, who knows? But starting off in the best position possible will set you up for success for those morning symptoms. It's also good when you have back injuries to do some mobility and disc hydration exercises early in the morning to help kind of warm things up. So keep watching to check out some of those.